167 cases per day for the 7 days ending November 18th, 2020. If you're walking on the lawn around the Franklin County Courthouse, you might want to look up. County Maintenance Director Brandon Sands says there are some sick trees.
Well, one that is dead. There's a pine tree on the north side of the courthouse, kind of between the courthouse and the district court, that really needs to come down. And then on the south side, there's a maple tree. It's just, I've got some pictures of it on my phone, but a lot of the main trunks are dying, the bark is peeling off, and we really need to do something about it before it poses a threat to anybody walking through there. Looking to remove both of those trees, and then in the fall, we'll of course plant some new ones.
Sands says there's at least one other tree that is struggling, but he hopes it might be able to make a comeback. Now for the exclusive KOFO Weather Center forecast. Tonight, overcast with low of 6, wind chill between 1 below and 4 above. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high 28, wind chills between 2 below and 8 above. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with a low 21. Saturday, overcast with a high 47. The extended forecast, Saturday night, overcast with a low 26. Sunday, sunny with a high 37. Sunday night, clear with a low 17. Monday, sunny with a high 44. Monday night, mostly clear with a low 22. Tuesday, sunny with a high 53, and Tuesday night, partly clear with a low of 30. I'm William Mayo, KOFO News.
Stay tuned for the following special presentation from 1220 at 103.7 FM KOFO.
KOFO, your sports source for East Central Kansas and radio home of Ottawa University Braves Athletics, welcomes you to this edition of Hoop Talk, our weekly chat with OU Braves head basketball coaches Tarnisha Scott and Aaron Siebenthal. You can join us live for Hoop Talk right now at Primetime Grill at Fusion Alley in South Ottawa. Hoop Talk is brought to you by Primetime Grill, Ottawa University, and KOFO. Now, here's your host for Hoop Talk, KOFO's Luke Queen.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome here to the Primetime Grill. Luke Queen with you for Ottawa University Braves Hoop Talk. Joining me here this evening for our first Hoop Talk of the 2022 portion of the season is Braves basketball head coach Aaron Siebenthal. Coach, welcome back into the show.
Yeah, thanks, Luke. Good to be here.
All right. Well, it's been a few weeks here anyway since the last time we chatted. Had quite a bit of a break there over the holidays, able to get a few games in, a couple GPAC games, and then got back into the KCAC just yesterday, and so actually had a lot of basketball, but it seems like it's been a while since we've sat down. Before we get into what's coming up, wanted to go back, the experiences, GPAC is a good basketball conference, has been for a while. Not somebody we see a whole lot of on your schedule, maybe a little bit because of the fact that KCAC you play 24 conference games in there. But go on the road to Briarcliff and play host to top 25 Concordia team, Coach. Kind of what did you get going to up to Iowa and having Concordia come down here? Kind of go through a little bit of that with us, if you would.
Yeah, both of those games stemmed from our run at the national tournament a couple years ago. Coach Svara at Briarcliff was our red coat, which is just a coach who's not in the tournament that kind of volunteers and just kind of make sure that, they kind of help run the tournament, organize practices and stuff, and just got to know him as kind of when we were at the tournament, and a really good guy. And we actually hung out with him the night before we played him up there, and they're a really good team. I mean, they've and actually since they've played us, they've really kind of got on a roll. So really good team, tough place to play at their place. We end up, I think, losing by 3, had chances, and it's kind of been the story of our season. A lot of close games, and we just aren't ready to make the plays or get the stops when we need to and kind of get in our own way and shoot ourselves in the foot. But overall, it was a good experience. It's a good team, and we'd have liked to get a win going into Christmas, but it was just a good trip. And our guys don't hardly ever get to stay in a hotel or go someplace overnight. So, not that Sioux City, Iowa is not exactly a tourist destination, but it's a good program, and it was a good trip for us regardless of the outcome. And then, we had a little over a week off. We came back the night after Christmas and started practicing, and then we played Concordia on the 29th, and like you said, they were, I think, 22, 23 in the nation, and they're really playing well. And obviously that game is stemmed from our national tournament, so we beat in the national tournament, and we have a kind of a strange bond, playing the last game ever at the national tournament. And obviously we were lucky enough to come away with the win in that game, but really like those guys and the way they play. And we were actually supposed to play them last year as well, and that obviously got canceled because of COVID. So we're hoping, actually we're going to go play them next year in their classic. So I think the Concordia thing will be probably a series we keep with. I think, it's a good matchup for us and good non-conference matchup. So, that kind of brings us into the conference play last night. And, it's just been, it's weird. It's just, we're playing some really tough teams right now. And we're in all these games, and we're really close to being where we need to be. And we showed that again last night, but we're just not quite there. And I think we can get there if our guys will continue to work and kind of ride through this storm here.
Well, talking about going into yesterday's game last night against Oklahoma Wesleyan, the number 4 ranked team in the country, and who has trouble in the past in coming into Wilson Fieldhouse. And, as someone who loves to go to Wilson Fieldhouse and watch basketball games, know how tough it is for opponents to come into. And, but what a basketball team. You would describe them to me back in the fall, and things as you had seen them, you were kind of following them leading into that game, playing teams that they had played. So you'd seen a lot of them, and your description to me was they just play absolutely hard all the time.
Yep.
And that is 100% as accurate a description as they were. They're a good basketball team that uses a lot of guys, goes real deep. You talked about before at our last time we sat down was, you're kind of dividing up minutes, and you guys are knowing more when they're going in, when they're out. And you see a team like Oklahoma Wesleyan that actually goes 5 in, 5 out there for quite a while. I didn't know some of the guys I was sitting with, and we were just kind of chatting about, them running line changes. And is that something, with the kind of the way that you're, monitoring minutes these days, is that something you considered at any time, or is it just not quite the...
No, I mean, one, I don't want to do it because they do it, so, I mean, I'm stubborn that way. I don't know. I think, Coach Boswick does a nice job of convincing those guys to buy into playing 20 minutes a game, and I don't know that I could do that. But we typically have been, 9 guys deep, really. I mean, the championship team from 2 years ago, we played 9 guys every game, and all 9 of those guys led us in scoring at some point during the year. And if we didn't have some injuries and some other issues going on with our team right now, we'd be playing probably 9 guys. With Kobe Johnson out with his injury, he would definitely have some minutes. Perry can't play right now. Hope we get him back in a couple weeks. But, so we're shorthanded a little bit. But with Kobe, we've been shorthanded without him for a while. But we have kind of changed up our offense with him out. Perry being out hurts, obviously. I mean, he's our leading scorer, but we were in that game when we handed him an 18-point lead, I think, in the first half. We battled back and got it to 9 at half, and it was a 2-point game with 3.5 minutes to go, and we just, like I said, can't get out of our own way right now, and I've been through this before where it just seems like if something can go wrong, it goes wrong, but it's basketball. It's a law of averages. I mean, 2 years ago when we set the school record with 128 games, if something could go right, it was going to go right, and that's just kind of the way it is. The difference is, for things to start going your way, you got to really work your tail off, and it's really hard to win a college basketball game. And I think these guys have kind of been spoiled. We've had a lot of success, and I think they sometimes forget what it takes to achieve that success. So hats off to Oklahoma Wesleyan. They played really well. I mean, they shot the heck out of the ball. They made big plays when they needed to. But I really think we took a step forward last night. I told our guys that in the locker room. I don't believe in any sort of moral victories or anything like that. But I mean, we played really hard. I thought we matched their intensity. I don't think the stats show it, but I thought we battled on the boards for a team like Oklahoma Wesleyan that's really, really dedicated to crashing the boards. I thought we did a good job there. We just, had some untimely turnovers. We took some bad shots when we didn't need to take bad shots, and that's kind of was the difference in the game. And really, that's kind of been, turnovers, shot selection, not getting stops when we need to has really kind of been our bugaboo in those close games. When we're playing well, we're winning games by 20 points. So it's kind of been are we going to be in a close game and not pull it out in the end, or are we going to rout somebody and win by 20? So I'd like to win a close game. I'd like to win a game by 5, but I'll take the 20-point wins too.
Taking a win any way you can get it.
For sure.
As you said, it's not easy to win a college basketball game on any given night, especially in the KCAC and with the schedule you just put together.
Right.
Briar Cliff and Concordia, as you said 2 years ago in the national tournament with you, ranked in the top 25 right now. Your schedule just littered with top 25 teams, and we've got to. You just see them again. You're about ready to flip it over. You got one more team that you haven't seen yet this season, and then you're going to flip it around. So we've got Southwestern coming up, and if you were listening on Tuesday night, I misstated when that was. Braves are actually off this weekend. They'll have 3 games next week, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday next week. That Southwestern game is at home. The women will tip off at 5 o'clock and the men at 7 o'clock. I believe that adjustment was just
made. Yep, 5 and 7.
I did see that. I thought I saw that today, so I wanted to clarify that. But so we've got Southwestern coming up. Mountain Builders, always have a good program. They usually, unless something's changed drastically, like to score the basketball a lot. And I've always been entertained watching the games between Southwestern. So, give a little bit, has Southwestern changed much? Is it basically a team from last year, or have they added new pieces?
No, they've definitely got new pieces, but they're good pieces. They're a good team. They only suited up 7 last night and beat McPherson by 14, I think. And I don't know what their issues are. I assume it's COVID related, but so they were without 2 starters. But the guys that they have in there are good. They've got a couple transfers from Cali College that are good players. Coach O'Brien's nephew is is a big kid out of a junior college in Oklahoma. He's a nice player. So they're a good basketball team. He does a heck of a job down there year in and year out. They're always going to be in the mix. So it's going to be another tough game in the KCAC. We're hoping that with school back in session starting Monday that we'll have our student section back and we'll have more of a buzz and energy that we're used to in Wilson Fieldhouse. So they're a good team. If they have all their guys, they're really big, they're really long. They're kind of they use that length against you on the defensive end. They really close out the shooters well with that length, and they're good on the boards, but they'll still play fast. And it's always a good matchup with us, and we usually kind of beat each other on our home court and kind of slug it out that way. So we'll see what we get out of them. It seems weird to say this deep in the season, man, but it's really about us. And I'm just ready for I just want to give somebody 40 minutes of our best effort and see where the chips fall, and then wherever they fall, they fall. So like I said, we're close. We just got to get there, and it's not easy because we got 3-game week next week. So lucky for us, we have the bye on Saturday, so we're not going 4 games in 7 days. We're just going the 3 games. So I don't love having the bye right there at the end of the first round like that, but it is what it is. We don't make the schedule, so we'll be ready for Southwestern on Monday night. I know that.
All right, well, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll have more with Braves head coach Aaron Stevensall. You're listening to Ottawa University Braves Hoop Talk from here at the Primetime Grill on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Tired of the same boring burgers from yet another national chain? Break that chain with a visit to Ottawa's locally owned and operated Primetime Grill. What have they got? How about 8 kinds of salad for lunches that are light on calories and loaded with flavor? Maybe you'd like a big, crispy platter of fish and chips. Hot wings? Pork loin. Of course, if you still want that burger, you can choose from 7 mouth-watering options. Primetime Grill. What are you in the mood for?
132 conference championships, 146 NAIA scholar teams, 43 NAIA national tournaments, tournament appearances and 237 All-Americans. Ottawa University has a long and rich tradition of Braves athletes that continue to compete at the highest level of competition, utilizing state-of-the-art facilities, accomplished coaches, and a spirit that only comes from wearing the black and gold. Push yourself to limits you never imagined as a student athlete at Ottawa University. Visit ottawa.edu/OUKS. We crossed a local business owner with a disc jockey. What did we get? A biz jockey. We invite you to join us on Thursday, January 20th, when local business owners take over our airwaves as biz jockeys. They'll play the music they want, share your news and weather, have a laugh or two. Oh, and they might talk a little about their business. Don't miss your favorite biz jockey coming January 20th, only on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
It can sometimes be hard to tell if a prebiotic or probiotic is working. Not anymore. New Align Fast-Acting Biotic Gummies help soothe occasional abdominal discomfort, gas, and bloating in as little as 7 days. So you can get back the freedom to do what you love fast without worrying about occasional digestive upsets. Take new Fast-Acting Biotic Gummies daily for best results. From Align, the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Visit AlignProbiotics.com for details.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb.
All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs.
Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When you have an emergency, who do you call? 911. What do you do if you're unable to speak during your emergency? You text to 911. Franklin County Emergency Communications Center has recently added text to 911 technology as part of the new 911 phone system. Cell phone users can use their phone messaging system to text 911 to contact local dispatch. Phones must have a text or data plan in order to use this service, and phones in roaming mode, text apps, or apps messaging services cannot use this feature. It is important to note, dispatch is unable to determine your location while using this service, so always know your location and include that in your initial text. Remember, if you're able to place a voice call, we're able to help you more quickly. But in the event you are unable to speak, text to 911 will still allow us to get the information we need. Call if you can, text if you can't. For more information, go to kansas911.org or 911.gov. This message has been brought to you by the Franklin County Emergency Communications Center and KOFO.
And back here at the Primetime Grill, Luke Queen with you for Ottawa University Braves Hoops Talk. Still with me here is Braves men's head coach Aaron Stevensall. And Coach, we talked a little bit about what's coming up with Southwestern. They're the only team left in the KCAC that you haven't faced so far this year. Sitting at 6-5, you guys are there 7-4, just ahead of you, not very far away. Are they? They're 7-3 actually, so they've missed a game somewhere in there. They don't have a bye on Saturday, is I guess where they're going to catch up with you.
Yeah, everybody's got their bye already except for us. So.
Except for you guys, and like you said, it's kind of not the place you'd want to have a bye, quite possibly, but especially coming back after 3 games in 22 days, as opposed to what you have next week with 3 games in 5 days,
right.
Or 6 days. But you got Southwestern on Monday, and then going to travel down and start the cycle back over. Tabor or Sterling first on the road next Thursday, and then back at home again for Tabor College. It seems like it was a long time ago to me. I remember being at these games, watching it when you played Sterling to open up conference play back in November. Sterling still sitting down at the bottom kind of the standings here. You have to win a KCAC game. Is it just really about you guys against when you turn it around and go against Sterling and Tabor again, or is there any changes you're looking to make?
No, I think it's about us. It's a tough turnaround going to Sterling in the middle of the week, playing at 8 o'clock tip, and being out on in the middle of God's country and taking forever to get home, and then trying to come back the next day, and obviously you have a pretty light practice and get ready for Tabor on Saturday. Luckily, that Saturday game is at home. So, I would say in the past I'd be a little worried that we might take some of these teams for granted, but we know we can't take anybody for granted right now. We got to. I mean, every game's really important, and I tell our guys all the time that the next game's the most important game because it's the next game. So, Sterling plays. They want to play fast. They jack a lot of shots, and if they're a team that if they can get their head up and get some confidence going, they can be scary. And Tabor's a really talented team, and I think they're probably going to get it figured out. And I hope it's not next Saturday when they play us. So. Those will be, it's going to be a tough week. 3-game weeks are always tough, and hopefully we can get out of there. If we can get on a little roll, put ourselves in a good position for the conference tournament. That's really our goal now. Is what's the best seeding we can get? Can we steal a home game or two in the conference tournament? That's really kind of I think our realistic goal right now, and we got to start on Monday. We really got to get going, and we got to be trending upwards. And like I said, I'm not into moral victories, but I feel like our effort was there, and we defensively were pretty good last night. We just got to be better on both sides of the ball.
Well, and like you said, trending upwards. You don't like to take these, moral victories. These last 3 losses in a row here been high-quality teams. You're in the ball game against them every time, fighting. And you kind of take that in. Well, you look at Sterling. You open up conference with them, and it was a 30-point victory. In Wilson Fieldhouse, obviously, is maybe a little bit. It was the students were still there.
Sure.
It was before break, and so before Thanksgiving even.
Mm-hmm.
So, it had a good atmosphere going at the time. Tabor, you went to their place, and anytime you can get a road win in a conference matchup is always a good thing. So you're kind of flip-flopping there.
Yeah.
But let's kind of look at what's going well for you right now. You talked earlier about what, not having Kobe Johnson available with out for injury this season. Kind of small is what you guys end up being because you don't have that secondary 5-man to really go in there. Elijah Mason doing a heck of a job, but maybe more of a 4 than he is a 5.
Yeah, maybe more of a 3, yeah. Well, we're playing a ton of guys out of position right now. I mean, Ian Moore is a 2-guard that he's running a lot of point with Perry out. He's running a lot of point guard. I mean, you said Elijah Mason is playing the 5, and Elijah is he's going to play the 3 next year. We got Andre Jackson playing the 5 quite a bit, just because we think the ball moves better with him there. He opens up the floor a little bit more with his 3-point shooting and his ability to score off the bounce. So, that doesn't mean Tristan Hull's still going to start. He's still going to play a lot, but he's probably not going to be in that top of the key spot that's so important for us. He's going to probably be on the wing, which is another place we can get him the ball inside. Once he gets going, he's still shooting a high percentage, and he just is got to try and finish with some contact a little bit better. But we got a lot of guys playing out of position, but we also are kind of pride ourselves in being more of a positionless style of play. So we've tried to simplify things defensively and how we're guarding ball screens and that kind of stuff, and just we're going to guard it one way, and we're going to rep it that way, and that's how we're going to guard it. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, got to make it work. So we're kind of beyond doing it 3 or 4 different ways. Just trying to simplify things and really focus on the little things for our guys. And we've gone back to some pretty elementary drills, some passing and catching stuff, just trying to shore up our turnovers and that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, we were talking before we got on and a little bit in the break as to, there's a little bit, you're able to get out again. Basketball's 365 days for you. If there was more days in the year, you'd use them.
Yeah.
But recruiting has been so odd.
Yeah.
Since in the last 2 years, and it's starting to open back up where, hey, you might actually be able to go sit in a gym and watch a kid play a basketball game again. Do you think that that's something that, you always seem to used to enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
When I talk to you about it, are you kind of looking forward to getting back out into some JUCO gyms and high school gyms again?
Yeah, I always enjoy that. I like to, meeting people on the road and just going and watching other teams play. And you can always learn something, whether you're watching a high school game, a JUCO game. You can always learn a lot of things. I'd rather walk into the gym, being 14-3 rather than 10-7, but it is what it is. We got a good program and a good team, so I do enjoy that. It's a little harder now being the head coach and having a family and doing those kind of things, but I think tomorrow night I'm going to go watch Baser Linwood play, and maybe my wife will come with me, and we'll have some popcorn in the concession stand and call it date night. So it is what it is. I tell you've heard me say it many times, Luke. I mean, coaching college basketball is better than a real job. And if the worst thing I have to do is drive an hour and watch a good high school game, if that's the worst thing I have to do, I got it pretty good. So it has been hard. For us, it's been weird just because we haven't had to, go recruit a lot of impact guys the last couple of years. We've had so many guys come back, and then with the COVID year, so, I mean, Tristan Hull is new, Elijah Mason is new, and then you got the freshmen with, like, Kobe and A.J. Hoff. Both those guys are injured. But, I mean, those are really our impact guys, and one of them's a starter, and we're going to probably have to recruit, 4 starters for next year. So it's definitely a different level of recruiting we're at right now. We've got a great list. We've got some D1 transfers in the mix. We've got some really good high school kids. We're always going to be big on the JUCO scene. Transfers have done well for us. So it's going well right now. We've got 5 new guys coming in at semester. I think we've got 5 or 6 signed for next year already. So it's going well for us. But there's a lot of work left to be done.
And like I said, it just never seems to stop. I talked to you, all summer long, and it seems like you're still out looking for guys, and
yep.
you're going to take a player if you can find a guy that can play for sure. So you got availability to get out, tomorrow night, maybe even going to get over the weekend. But then it's, we've got my math is maybe slipping my head right here. We're getting back to 13 conference games left to the conference tournament. Seems like you got a pretty favorable schedule as I look forward after this 3 games this next week, where a lot of times you're at home during the week and you're traveling on the weekend. I kind of wanted to know, is that a little bit of an advantage for you think to, you can kind of stay at home during the week and you don't have to travel back and get kids up to get going to class by 9 a.m. when you're not getting home until 1 in the morning?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's both ways. I mean, you're going to get a better crowd on the weekend than you do during the week, just with the the timing of the games, and obviously there's more people that aren't working or that don't have their own family obligations on the weekend. So it's really kind of both ways. I've never really, I mean, it sounds cliche, but I'm like, just tell me when and where we play and we'll go play. It doesn't matter. We're kind of on the outskirts of the our conference as far as distance. So if we're traveling, it's always going to be 2.5 hours one way. And that's just what it is, and that's fine. So our guys are used to it. They're used to that travel. They know what it's like. So I think January 22nd is our last home Saturday game. I don't really love that. We had to flip-flop a game with Southwestern this last game just because we're hosting home conference wrestling. So we had to flip-flop that game. So I don't love not having a bunch of home Saturday games just because our guys kind of get fired up for that, and senior night's going to have to be on a Wednesday night, and, some things that aren't logistically ideal for our program, but we'll make it work, and we'll roll with the punches there. So, you got to go on the road 12 times, you get to play at home 12 times, so it doesn't matter.
And, we've had a lot of time off here, so working on some things, and then you've been playing some high caliber opponents. Not to say that the next few aren't high caliber
right.
as well, but what kind of maybe some things that you threw out there over that you could have added in that time off that is anything special we're going to see over next couple of weeks that we might not have seen in the first go around?
No, probably not. The Concordia game, we ran quite a bit of a zone press back to a half-court zone. I mean, honestly, that was just trying something out. We haven't been really consistent defensively, and so we feel like we needed to try something different. I felt like it worked okay. They still scored a whole bunch of points in the first half when we were doing it, but I think if anything, that just proved to me and our guys that we need to be, who we are, and that's a good man-to-man half-court defensive team. Press when we need to press, to speed up the tempo, maybe some half-court trapping it. But no, I mean, I think I tell our guys all the time, and I tell Weeder this after every game. There's no secret formula. I mean, we've done it before. We've been successful before with how we do things, and we just have to be committed to that all the time, and trust our stuff and each other. So other than a few little wrinkles here and there, playing some people in different places, I don't think you're going to see a lot different from us. Hopefully it's just a better version of us.
All right, well, we're going to take another break, and I want to say thanks to men's head coach Aaron Stephenson for joining me again tonight. We'll be back next week. Quite possibly, Coach will be back with us unless he's out pulling in a new kid, going recruiting, or doing being a girl dad or whatever he gets to do on his off nights. But appreciate you joining with me again tonight, Coach, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right, Luke, appreciate it, man.
All right, we'll be back after this break here from the Primetime Grill on Ottawa University Braves Hoop Talk here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
It's the perfect combination of food, fun, and football. The Kent Kessinger Show, Tuesday nights at Primetime Grill. And that combination just got even better, because now you can enjoy the show while you enjoy a blast from the past. Poncho Super Cheese or Super Chili and Cheese Burrito. That's right, Poncho Super Cheese or Super Chili and Cheese Burritos are back, and they're only at Primetime Grill on Tuesdays. Enjoy all of your other menu favorites, the full-service bar, and more at Primetime Grill, 2204 South Princeton Circle Drive. For game time and Poncho's Burritos, it's prime time.
KOFO Radio in Ottawa is looking for just the right person to join our marketing department. The right person might have a background in business-to-business sales, will be outgoing, upbeat, a team player, and eager to learn. We'll give you the time-tested and proven tools and training to help you be successful. You supply the positive attitude, drive, and hard work. Send your resume to KOFO@KOFO.com or drop it by the KOFO studios at 320 East Radio Road, Ottawa, Kansas, during regular business hours. No phone calls, please. KOFO is an equal opportunity employer.
Ottawa University has positioned itself as a distinctive and rapidly expanding institution, known for its innovative educational models, exceptional value, and special ability to prepare diverse student populations for lifetimes of enlightened faith, exemplary service, inspired leadership, and personal significance. With numerous undergraduate and graduate degrees in business, education, arts and sciences, athletics, and more, you'll gain the specific expertise you need for a lifetime of significance and prosperity. Find out more by visiting ottawa.edu/OUKS.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon. Cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code FREE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your next fill-up. You can cash out anytime to PayPal or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code FREE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FREE.
It's a new year with new opportunities. But before we get to them, we owe you a debt of gratitude for making 2021 the best it could be. Thanks to your generosity, you helped us raise over $10,000 during our Cancer Awareness Telethon and donated huge amounts of non-perishable food items during our Thanks for Giving campaign that Hope House and ECAN delivered to many needy families this holiday season. We had some fun along the way, watching you search for the Lucky Shamrock. And we hope you enjoyed cheering on your favorite local team and your Kansas City Royals. And we continue to be amazed year after year at the tenacity you have in trying to win a turkey. We want you to know that it's going to get even better in 2022 with new promotions for you to enjoy. More local news, weather, and sports coverage than you'll get anywhere else. All while we share the good that is where we live with you in East Central Kansas. It's who we are and what we do. Happy New Year from 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Welcome back here to Primetime Grill. Luke Queen with the Ottawa University Braves Hoop Talk. And joining me now to discuss the women's team is senior guard forward all-around player here is Liz Vaughn. And Liz, thanks for coming out and filling in tonight for us. How you been?
Pretty good. Thank you for having me. Everything's been good so far.
Well, good. I think that, we were kind of joking in the break. What are we going to talk about on the women's side?
Right.
It's been so long since you guys have really been out on the court. Had to have a unfortunate forfeit loss yesterday due to COVID. It's still affecting the basketball seasons on a regular basis. Last played, oh my goodness, at least what I've got, back on December the 13th at McPherson.
Yes.
And a heck of an effort put together by the team. It was really a fun game, watching on the live stream, of course, because I didn't make it out there. But, you have somebody in a player like Brittany Roberts out at McPherson, who's a double-double machine, an All-American for a reason. And, couldn't quite come away with the victory that night. But, this is great that you're a senior. You've been around, this year here. Does it feel like it's been 5 years yet?
4. It's been 4.
It's been 4. Okay.
But it feels like forever. I feel like I've grown here, basically. I can't remember anything outside of Ottawa.
Outside Ottawa, you forget what Wyandotte County's like.
No, really. I'm like, oh, my gosh.
But, you come back through, you guys are getting ready to start the second semester here. Southwestern's the only team, well, I guess with the forfeit loss yesterday, I've not played Oklahoma Wesleyan that first time through either. But you've kind of seen everybody now. Mm-hmm. And, along with that, as really the eldest player on the team, how are the younger girls, a lot of freshmen in this year, a lot of, newcomers in, getting them developed. How well are they developed into the system here and getting used to the speed of college basketball?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's always an adjustment, especially coming from high school to college. Because in high school, you're playing with a lot of players that just do it for fun. But in college, everybody's here on scholarship. Everybody's good in college. And this year in our league, we have a lot of great teams, like all around. Like, there's no night off. So it was definitely an adjustment for them. I will say our freshmen are really talented. We have a really athletic and talented class that came in. So it's not hard for them to adjust ability-wise and that-wise, but they do have their freshman moments, they have their freshman moments, but it's nothing that can't be coached or nothing that we can't move forward with. So I would say our freshman class is really good.
Yeah, they're playing a lot of minutes.
Yes, they are,
and a lot of times, I kind of said you're a guard, forward, play anywhere you have to because, Kenesha Baines really that's our only post player you've got.
Only post player.
And I've seen many times where I'm trying to figure out who the 5 is out there, and I'm like, it's got to be Liz at this point.
It has to be.
But, you're developing those, the way to play with, whether Kenesha's on the floor and you have that true post or without it, is a big adjustment for a lot of teams, not the way you played first few seasons.
Yeah.
This is kind of the way the team is this year. Is there a new role that you've taken on because of that, or is that just kind of, that's just basketball and you play wherever coach needs you to be?
Going wherever. We did lose some people, and then, I'm always used to going and filling in wherever I need to be filled in because I like to be on the court. So anywhere you need me to be, I'll be there. I'll take on any role. I'll do it. But this year hasn't been too hard because not only me, but everybody's kind of outside their role because we just don't have the size. So it's almost like 5 guards out there if we don't have Payne out there. But, it's been fine. It's not any huge adjustment. Coach does good plays for all of us to keep moving and stuff, so nobody's posting up except Payne. So it's all been okay.
Okay, well, good. Because it's going to be an adjustment for you. And, playing that way is when you're used to having, you've been always seemed to be a 3 or a 4 in whatever.
Always getting out to the 3, not like in the paint. It's all right though.
But one of my favorite moves is your catch at the elbow and drive down the right side. It looks
straight there.
It seems to be that's a bucket almost every time we can get that. Love to watch that happen. Well, the loss you had to take yesterday because the forfeit, and it drops you down into a tough spot because now you're on the outside looking in at the conference tournament where we've got 12 more games or 13 more games coming up here. No, it is 12.
Yeah,
I'm haven't been a math for a long time, so you're going to have to help me out with that. But Oklahoma Wesleyan, you had that tight game with McPherson, just a few games in front of you. Bethel sitting just in front of you, based solely on win percentage, but they play on Saturday and you guys have the day off.
Right.
but you know, you got to have a little bit extra this long break because of that forfeit.
Right.
You know, I don't know how practices have been going with the COVID situation too. That obviously throws things in. But you got Southwestern coming up on Monday.
Yes.
Have yet to see Southwestern. You know, you never want to take anybody lightly in the KCAC. Southwestern 0-10 in the KCAC, 1-15 overall right now. So, you know, you look like, hey, if we need to get a win, here's a good time to get one. You've played Southwestern many times in the past.
Yes.
You know, do you expect to see anything different? Or they kind of been the same? Do you know who's out there for them anymore?
I kind of know what Southwestern looks like, but I know at the end of the day, we know we can't take a night off because all you have to do is be the better team that day, and we don't want that to be the day we're, like, lax and stuff. But I do think they have some good players. I know they have some good guards. One girl's even from my city and stuff, so I know they have some good players. So we're just going to have to go out there and just be really solid, especially with that Oklahoma game. You know, last year we got the makeup games, this and that. But this year, if you can't play, it's a forfeit. It hurt us. So this game, every game we have to go into, like, we have to win it no matter what. Like, best effort.
And then, and the daycare visits, the good thing is you get to do it at home this first time around.
Yes.
And, you know, after you get done with that, we start that roll into teams you've played before when you'll go on the road. And, you know, like you said, there's not really a night off. And you've got Southwestern coming in. You want to get that win because then you go on the road next Thursday night, and you're going to play a top 10 team in the country in Sterling. You know, we were talking to Coach Steventhal. It's kind of the opposite of the way the men's team is right now at Sterling. The women's program is outstanding out there, and you guys played them incredibly tough that first time around. I really hated that game. It was a terrific basketball game. They just made a couple plays late. And, you know, hey, the ball rolled off the rim once where I thought we had a bucket going down. You know, so you get to see somebody for the second time. You know, what are you kind of looking forward to that second half? Do you see anything? Is it the growth of the freshmen maybe, you know, where they were in November to where they might be in January and coming into February that might help get those wins and get into that conference tournament?
Yeah, so recently our coach started saying, like, to our freshmen, you guys aren't freshmen anymore. You have a semester of basketball under your belt. I need you to be, like, more mature, like, do more things, because you're not freshmen anymore. You're not new to this. Everybody's been playing college basketball now for whatever time, so we need more of you. And I think our freshmen do a great job of stepping up where they need to. You know, there's always that hesitant, like, I don't really know if I should. But us being limited in kind of people and them having to step up, we always try to encourage them, like, hey, just get out there, do what you can. Because it's always, like, good for experience, especially moving forward. That's why I try to tell them, like, you need this experience, you need these game situations in order to be a better player going up. So I see our freshman class being a huge problem. Like, they're really good now, so I see them being a total problem as they go forward. So they've been stepping up, though, and doing really good.
And it's been a lot of fun to watch. Honestly, I get bored when I don't have Ottawa University basketball to watch, whether it's on the live stream or in Wilson Fieldhouse, so I'm glad it's coming back here. You know, you guys have been off for quite a while, you know. Finished that game in McPherson, and, you know, the men had a couple games. You had one, we were talking before we came on, had a game, you know, the scrimmage against Johnson County, you know, but then tried to get a game Monday. You know, it couldn't happen. Got one, got canceled, tried to get another one, didn't work. So, you know, it'll be almost in a complete calendar month, really, since you played a conference game when you take the floor on.
Don't remind me. Oh, Lord.
You know, practices have been, you know, intense. Has it been you know, a little bit more slow-paced, or how's it been going here recently?
Actually been really competitive because I think after we came back from break, we were ready to play. We were trying to build momentum, start getting into the flow of games and start building off of them. And so when we got into quarantine and got pushed back, it was just like, dang, so when we get in the gym, it matters and it counts, so we have to go hard and do whatever we can to get better because we don't know, you know? Everything's so shaky, we don't know when the next time we're going to be in here, so we have to take every advantage when we are in here.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take one more time out. When we come back, we'll have more with Ottawa Braves women's basketball player Liz Vaughn. You're listening to Ottawa University Braves Hoop Talk here on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
It's the perfect combination of food, fun, and football. The Kent Kessinger Show, Tuesday nights at Primetime Grill. And that combination just got even better, because now you can enjoy the show while you enjoy a blast from the past. Poncho Super Cheese or Super Chili and Cheese Burrito. That's right, Poncho Super Cheese or Super Chili and Cheese Burritos are back, and they're only at Primetime Grill on Tuesdays. Enjoy all of your other menu favorites, the full-service bar, and more at Primetime Grill, 2204 South Princeton Circle Drive. For game time and Poncho's Burritos, it's prime time.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
And Doug.
And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb.
All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs.
Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
132 conference championships, 146 NAIA scholar teams, 43 NAIA national tournament appearances, and 237 All-Americans. Ottawa University has a long and rich tradition of Braves athletes that continue to compete at the highest level of competition, utilizing state-of-the-art facilities, accomplished coaches, and a spirit that only comes from wearing the black and gold. Push yourself to limits you never imagined as a student athlete at Ottawa University. Visit ottawa.edu/OUKS.
It can sometimes be hard to tell if a prebiotic or probiotic is working. Not anymore. New Align fast-acting biotic gummies help soothe occasional abdominal discomfort, gas, and bloating in as little as 7 days. So you can get back the freedom to do what you love fast without worrying about occasional digestive upsets. Take new fast-acting biotic gummies daily for best results. From Align, the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Visit AlignProbiotics.com for details.
We crossed a local business owner with a disc jockey. What did we get? A biz jockey. We invite you to join us on Thursday, January 20th, when local business owners take over our airwaves as biz jockeys. They'll play the music they want, share your news and weather, have a laugh or two. Oh, and they might talk a little about their business. Don't miss your favorite biz jockey coming January 20th, only on 1220 and 103.7 FM KOFO.
Hi, I'm Laura Howard, Secretary of the Kansas Department for Aging and Disability Services. In Kansas, there are more than 540,000 people on Medicare, and each day, nearly 10,000 new people enroll nationwide. While Medicare enrollment can seem daunting, it doesn't have to be. That's where SHIC, or the Senior Health Insurance Counseling for Kansas program, comes in. The SHIC program provides seniors across Kansas trusted and unbiased help about Medicare benefits. SHIC counselors provide all the information and options available so you can make an informed decision about your Medicare coverage. We look forward to helping you navigate your way to a Medicare plan that is right for you. The number to call to find your local SHIC counselor is 1-800-860-5260.
Sponsored by the Kansas Department for Aging and Disability Services and Administration for Community Living, Department of Health and Human Services, and aired in cooperation with this station.
And back here at Primetime Grill, Luke Quinn with you for Ottawa University Braves Hoop Talk. And still with me here is Braves Senior, as we described her earlier, car school center, wherever you need to be, Liz Vaughn. And, Liz, I kind of wanted to think about, a little bit of, anything you guys are kind of adjusted on the fly here over the break. You've had a lot of time. You talk about the practices. I know with the quarantines and, limiting some practice time. Is there anything new? I know it's defense first and the shots will fall, but we're going to see any more of that pressure or zone? What are we going to see a little bit more of maybe this second semester?
So you're going to see mainly some of the same things, just they're going to be a little fine-tuned. We're tightening up on a lot of stuff, getting to the root of maybe where our breakdowns come from. But mainly we're running our same defenses. We're still pressing, and we have a couple different presses to do now. But you'll be seeing the same thing, just better. Just better.
More refined. And, the finer touches have been put on it. And again, like we said in the first segment, Coach Scott's been telling the freshmen you're no longer freshmen.
Oh, yeah.
You're advanced past that as far as a basketball player goes. So, those freshmen have been bringing a lot. I see a lot, you can't play every minute. You can't play every minute as kind of the role, your roles as post players or, small forward, whatever role you need to play. Where you see those freshmen kind of stepping in and catching up into those situations, or is it, they kind of just have to be that 4 or 5 guard lineup when Kenichi has to come off the floor?
Yes. So a lot of them did not play the 4 or 5 in high school, but so they've adjusted. Like, for instance, Amaya Marlott, she comes in, she's super aggressive. She's not the biggest thing out there, but she's super aggressive, and she's not fearful of contact or anything like that. So that's awesome when she comes into stuff for either me or Payne, and even Brooke. You'll even see Jaleesa down there sometimes. Jaleesa hates playing down there, but, it's just everybody has to pitch in. So I think our freshmen do a great job. And even Haley. Haley's like our PG, this and that, but then she'll come down to be the 4 sometimes because, she's super athletic and stuff, so that's a good position for her if we need her to fill in for a little bit. But everybody does a good part in coming in to fill in where we need it. So.
All right, well, we just have a couple minutes left here, and so I kind of wanted to, as a senior here, we talked about the eldest player on the Ottawa roster, which, you're so still young, and I think I remember. Did I see psychology was the major?
Yes, I'm majoring in psychology and minoring in music.
Oh, well, all right. That's kind of a little unique there, but So what is it about the psychology that kind of draws you into that?
I love helping people. My concentration in my degree is criminal psychology, so I would be working in correctional facilities or with delinquents or anybody that been through stuff or through our jail systems or anything like that. I just like to help people and get them out of the situation. Sometimes it's about them not having resources, and so I would want to be that resource to people. So.
Nice. So that's I kind of. I'm thinking, what can you do with psychology? There's so many things out there that I thought, well, let's see what Liz's reason was for going into that. You've had a lot of success. You said you've grown here so much at Ottawa.
Goodness.
It feels like it's you'd hardly forget, remember where you came from, but still definitely do up here in Wyandotte County. And it's always
KCK, shit out the dime, always.
Always going to have a special place for you there, but hopefully Ottawa will still as well too. But all right, well, you've got a couple big games coming up here next week, especially. You get the bye on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, had a bye basically yesterday with we having to take the forfeit loss. But 3 games in 6 days, coming off of a break, a long break, game legs are different than practice legs.
Oh, yeah, completely.
What do you kind of think is, what you're going to see in for next week as far as those 3 games in 6 days go?
I'm mainly concerned about our newcomers because, our returners been through this. I remember we had a game every other day last season, and that's when we were catching up on games. So we're kind of used to it. We know what to expect. I'm more concerned about our newcomers and just trying to prepare them on what's to come. It's just a lot of ice baths. We hate ice baths, but it seems like that's going to be on our to-do list constantly. So
the rehydration and the ice and it's a quick turnaround, so there's really not hard practices next week.
No.
Important walkthroughs and things to go over, and I'm sure that Coach Scott will have you all ready to go because she doesn't seem like she's going to let you take much time off anyway.
Oh, yeah, no, she's not one to play. We'll be ready.
Well, Liz, I really appreciate you filling in for us tonight. It's good to see you again and good to talk to you again. Enjoy this spring semester season you've got here. Like I said, there's 12 more conference games coming up here, home and home, all over the place. 3 next week. Looking forward to getting those wins and like you did last year, right about this time.
Exactly.
You guys kind of made that step up. It was the first year with Coach Scott, and you kind of made the run up, and hopefully it turns into the same thing again and gets to that conference tournament like you want.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank Liz Vaughn and Braves men's head coach Aaron Stevendal for joining me tonight. That's all the time we have from out here at Primetime Drill for Ottawa University Braves Hoop Talk. I am Luke Swain, KOFO Sports.
Locally owned and operated by Brandy Communications. Hometown proud for over 70 years. KOFO, K279CS, Ottawa.
KOFO 1220 and 103.7